And during the few moments that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
Before we get to our keys and predictions.
Yeah, we know what we got to do.
We know what we got to do. We got our man on the line. Unfortunately, we don't have as much time as we usually do, but I'm happy to have him anyway. Commando Dave joining us. How you doing,
Commando.
buddy?
Man, it's good to be back on with 12th Man Mania with you guys. I'm going to try to be as brief as I can, because I know you're up against it. And let me give a quick shout-out to all the 12th Man Maniacs there. Jimmy's on first. Put your T-Mobile 12th Man Mania bandana on and get your game face ready. And that means you too, number 87. Good hearing you tonight, Ben. And before I bring it to the show, you guys, let me just say the election night edition of 12th Man Mania was right on time. It was great hearing my buddy Mark Collins. I know I speak for most Seahawks fans, Captain, when I say we appreciate the time that you allowed Mark to take us down Seahawks memory lane, reminding us just how close this town came to losing the Seahawks way before Howard Dutch Schultz lost the Sonics in a high-stakes poker game, and listening to Mark Collins' stories, filling in the gaps of the rich blue history was the best edition of 12th Man Mania I've heard in a long time. So stand up and take a bow there. Jimmy's on first, Captain. And you guys have heard me say we're all honorary members of the 12th Man, but it's the 12th Man Maniacs actually in Seahawks Stadium on game day with the ability to transform themselves into the 12th man onto the field, affecting the game. I was there last week in the world-famous Hawks Nest with my guy Vincent Bosco with the whole gang of 12th Man Maniacs, and they were hella loud. And we all know Seahawks Stadium is, of course, the loudest stadium in the NFL. But unfortunately, Bill Simmons is right. At times, it's also the quietest, and not just when the Hawks are on offense. If you're in the stadium, you've got to let it go. No time for hand-wringing. Just a reminder, fan is short for fanatics. In other words, when you step foot in the Seahawks Stadium as a Seahawks fanatic to cheer on the Seattle Seahawks, don't let up off the gas. Keep the pedal to the metal, or DJ, in the words of another Collins, first name Bootsy, don't fake the funk or your nose has got to grow. And this is week 10. The perfect time for Seahawks fans in Seahawks Stadium to once again prove they are the truest blue of the true blue fans in the NFL, with the legendary Big Blue of the New York Football Giants coming to town. And before you guys give your keys to the game, let me give one key to my fellow Seahawks fanatics. Stop cheering for the 2013 Seattle Seahawks and start cheering for the 2014 Seahawks, because at 5-3, the Hawks are right in the pack of the big dogs of the NFL and just one game off the pace of the top teams in the league. And lastly, now that the Hawks have made it through the toughest half of the football they played in a long time, with 8 games remaining on the regular season, and you said it, Slick Hawks, starting Sunday, only 4 are home games that can be affected by the loudest fans in the NFL. 12th man, we can always look for the Seahawks to make adjustments at halftime to play better in the second half of the game. Now it's time for the Hawks fans to make the second half of the season adjustments and get behind the defending Super Bowl champs fanatically. Go Hawks. Hawk and roll.
There he is, Commando Dave. That's how we do it. We open up with Reverend Moses. We close with Commando Dave, but not before. And great job by him, man. That dude brings it every time. I appreciate his enthusiasm, his passion.